better watch out if your enemy's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me. And he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling this war. Never getting bored, loves the blood and gore. Always wanting more, feeding from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force apart. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness. Torn apart quick, you left scars ripped. You'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
And welcome to the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast with your hosts, Matt and D Rose. And what's going on, y'all? Appreciate each and every single one of you for stopping by right over here today on the Golden Octagon. My name is Matt. D Rose is on this side of your screen. I got us all zoomed in today, D Rose. Yeah, how you been over the little break we had, D Rose?
Things been great, and yeah, as far as the sporting world goes, football's starting to slow down a little bit, which is my favorite sport. So, and looking back in this past weekend, no UFC, no MMA. I think I even hit you up Saturday and was like, dude, because there was no football on Saturday, and then there were no fights on, and I was like, dude, I would kill for an Apex card that I'll be complaining about right now, just to have some type of sporting event on a Saturday. But yeah, but the one lull week and I think it's 12 straight weeks of events now. So yeah, no, things been good over here. Kids got a little sick over this past week, but they getting all cleaned up and stuff now. So everything's been good this way. How about y'all?
Hell yeah, good. Hell yeah, dude. Good to hear. Me, dude. I don't want to complain about it. It's okay. Everything's good my way. I'm alive. Can't complain too much. Healthy. It is what it is. But with that being said, where would we be at, D-Rose, if we didn't shout out the chat? So we appreciate all y'all for stopping by. Where did Lush's comment go? I saw what Lush had a comment in here earlier, but it is gone. Just finishing up work. Going to take myself to a golden shower and then be back in time for the Golden Octagon. You're an animal, Austin. I'm writing a letter to YouTube because they keep deleting my I was just saying that YouTube, you're taking everything I've worked for. With that being said, another Golden Wednesdays with the boy. Appreciate you stopping by, Lush. You are the man. Austin says, I still see your first comment. I don't even see it on here, so maybe I just don't see it. Who knows? February 28th is going down, fellas. Yeah, so quick little bit of card news real quick for everyone that, may have stopped by here for card news. This is not the card show. Me and D-Rose hop on here every single Wednesday to talk about UFC fights. So if you have any card questions, please just hold those until I think I'm going to go live tomorrow night sometime just to talk about the new set, and it'll be this week's card video. So just hold all your questions until tomorrow night on literal UFC cards. Topps is announced. They're going to be making cards again for UFC starting this year, the end of the month, the end of February. So pretty sick. February 28th is the release date. Yeah, right here. February 28th is the release date. So, keep that in mind. No more Panini. Topps is now the UFC card maker. So anyone that has UFC card questions, feel free to stop by here tomorrow night, and I'll answer them the best that I personally can. All right. It's gone for me, but it's going to be embarrassed of hell if it's there for everyone else. Nah, Lush, you're good, brother. You're good. Benjamin Choden here. It's time. Appreciate you stopping by, Ben. Lush, just refresh your page and the comment is gone now. Yeah, here we go. What's going on, Jay? Appreciate you stopping by today, brother. Oh my God, it's happening again. Stay calm. How are you feeling about the Topps deal? I'm excited. Yeah. Yeah, I guess everyone just wants to know about wants to know about the UFC cards. Yeah. So with that being said, let me give you all a breakdown on what we have to talk about today. We do have some UFC news and fight announcements to go over, and then we will be talking about this weekend's UFC Fight Night Dolidze versus Nasruddin Imavov. Our preview picks, and then if we have any bets, I'm sure D-Rose will let you know, and I will let you know those as well. So with that being said, D-Rose, we were not here last week, so we did miss an entire week of news. So I'm just going to try to catch up on it the best that I can without going into really too much detail, dude. So up first fight announcement that we have to go over is killer Karin Silva is going to be fighting Ariana Lipsky. She was going to be fighting Lauren Murphy, but Lauren Murphy is now removed from the UFC roster, D-Rose. Thoughts on lucky Lauren Murphy getting removed from the roster, and I guess thoughts on this fight.
That's interesting for Lauren Murphy. I'd like to see if for news to come out a little bit later, potentially being maybe contract related or something of the sort, because Lauren Murphy is a longtime staple and one that we know she's willing to take just about any fight. So for her to have the fight, then lose it, then be cut from the roster, there's something there that's definitely not being told. But just as far as this fight in general, this fight is an absolute banger for a women's fight, because I know a lot of people are the haters on WMMA, and I know you're a big fan of it, but this is an absolute banger for two fighters who are not going to say relatively unknown, but more in the lower rankings. And Karin Silva, as her nickname is, she's been a killer, man. So this should be a good one, though. I think you're on mute, brother.
Yeah, I just not saw that. Yeah, this might also be the time that the Queen of Violence returns and gets Queen of Violently getting knocked out, dude. This one might be that fight again. We got Silent Six stopping by here. These are the two faces I've been missing, brother. We've been missing you. We've been missing seeing you in here, brother.
Yes, sir. Silent Six. I feel like we hadn't seen him in a little bit. His funny barbs and his Australian slang. We're gonna might have to get back on some of that too.
Indeed. This is the podcast I look forward to every week. Appreciate you stopping by, Daniel, and for your kind words, brother. We got Jay. This is actually a badass women's fight. Indeed. Yeah, a lot of people hate on women's MMA, but I'm a fan. What can you do? Love me some Lipsky. Karina will put a show on Lipsky. There we go. Not sure if you heard, but supposedly Colby Covington and Shavkat in the works. Mark Hunt versus Mike Tyson. Holy smokes, I didn't know about the last one, but we'll get into the Colby versus Shavkat. I like Karina much better than Natalia Silva. Interesting. Natalia Silva fights this weekend, and we will talk about her fight when we get into our picks and preview and everything like that. All right, what's happening?
Got a lot of buzz about this fight.
Yeah, dude.
But it's a good fight, though. It's a very good fight.
There we go. I've been a bit sick, but then realized I had to tuck my balls down and get to it. Oh, goodness.
Hell yeah, Silent Six. Well, hope you're feeling better, brother. And hell yeah, at least you're able to nut up and do the damn thing. So shout out to you.
Yeah, dude. Silent Six, always a good sport, dude. All right, so fantastic fight. Can't wait for that one. I'm excited. No one cares about Josh Frim. Lando Venata, I don't know who those are. Josephine Knudsen, nope, don't care about that. Here we go. Rinya Nakamura taking on, or I guess Brady Houston is out. Rinya Nakamura will now face Carlos Vera, UFC 298, dude. So Rinya Nakamura are going to get another Canada Crush, dude. This dude looks like he's about 45 years old. I don't know if he should be fighting in the octagon against this one of the Japanese killers, dude.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. It looks like just another soda can about to get crushed, dude.
Dude, look, I can tell by his Jesus hand tattoo with like the rosary, dude, that he got that shit about 10 years ago, 20 years ago, dude. Like he's got to be old.
He got that at a different point in life before he had multiple kids. He's just trying to do this to get a little bread.
That's kind of what it seems like. Let's see. Nut up and nut out, boys.
Dude, imagine if he just absolutely freaking sleeps Nakamura. That would be absolutely hilarious. We're sitting here talking all this shit, and he just fucking hits him with the Conor McGregor step back left. That shit would be crazy.
Absolutely nuts. Up next, because I'm a Chad Hilliger. I don't know who the other guy is. No. Here we go, dude. I know you're excited for this one. We got the return of the. Let me not say it because if you don't remember what I said last time, maybe I can't get canceled. But we do have Cynthia Calvillo versus Jesus Christ, Piera Rodriguez, UFC. Vegas 90. You care about Cynthia Calvillo fighting again, D Rose, down at strawweight?
Cynthia Calvillo is still fighting. Is that it? Is she still fighting? Huh?
I guess so. Huh? Do you care about it at all?
Not a damn bit. No.
All right.
I know.
All right, guys, look like Leisure Suit Larry.
Dude, like Cynthia Calvillo is still in the UFC and still fighting. This is just absolutely nuts. She's so
absolutely nuts, dude. Crazy. Ikram Aliskerov is out, which is upsetting, dude, because I wanted to see him get snoozed. Anyway, Anthony Hernandez will now fight Roman Kapilov, dude. UFC 298. Interesting fight, dude. I'm a fan of both fighters. Both do great body work, dude.
Wasn't this fight scheduled originally?
I think
when this fight scheduled
a while
before?
back. Yeah, maybe a while back, and then it fell out. They fought different fighters, or they were scheduled to fight. Roman for sure fought Josh Frim in the meantime. Yeah, I think this was on the Noche fight. Yeah, this was on
because Fluffy was supposed to fight. Yeah. Fluffy was supposed to fight Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis got injured, pulled out. Kapilov. It all literally just came back to me as you said that. It was that exact sequence. So I guess basically this is just them just signing up to do it again. And again, interesting matchup because I think Fluffy is a good striker, but I think, when it comes to just to pure striking, we know Roman Kapilov is an absolute monster with the kicks. And I think it's an interesting matchup, man. That's a hell of a fight, especially just with the clash of different styles. Fluffy could go in there and take him down and submit him, but you just never know. But that's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah, dude. Roman Kapilov with the body kicks. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez with the body punches, dude. Going to be an interesting fight. I'm excited for that one. Kapilov is a big thing in the division to me. Fair enough. I can't wait for another Kapilov fight. He's great. Yeah, dude. I'm interested. I'm interested in that fight. Can't wait for that one. UFC 298. Oh, we got Billy Q versus Gabriel Miranda. You care about that one? UFC Vegas 89, March 23rd.
No, not really.
All right, we'll move along. We got GM3, Gerald Meerschaert, taking on Brian Bam Bam Barberena, still not retiring. And guess what? He's still fighting up in middleweight, dude, after he got the absolute shit beat out of him by Makhmud Muradov, dude. Still decided to stay up at middleweight, dude. What's your thoughts?
Well, I will say this is a little bit better matchmaking. Also, in that Makhmud Muradov fight, Makhmud was actually going for the takedown there in the third round. It's just the only thing that Brian Barberena, dude, he is not. He's barely a welterweight. It's just because he's so flabby, let alone a 185er. So he's not a true 185er. He's got decent takedown defense, but I mean, he got taken down very easily by guys like RDA. Now, I love him in the types of right matchmaking and, put him on the other side of someone who's willing to stand in there and bang. I think you'll have an absolute fun fight. But GM3 could try to make this a little bit muddy with his jiu-jitsu and maybe submit Brian Barberena early on. So I think that's kind of how I'm leaning.
All right, fair enough. It'll be an interesting one when it happens. UFC Vegas 88, March 16th. Up next, dude, we got the return of Mike Davis taking on Natan Levy. I don't think this fight's going to happen just because I feel like every Natan Levy fight, someone pulls out of it. Also, UFC Vegas 88, March 16th. Do you care about that one at all?
Yeah, that should be a solid fight. Yeah, and I feel like I haven't seen Mike Davis in forever either. So yeah, I feel like it's been a long time. So I mean, I know he's fought within the last 2 years or so, but I just don't know if he's been that active to where I remember him recently.
I remember his last fight. He fought Slava Claus, I think. I'm not sure.
You know what? That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Up next, we got Paney Kianzad, Macy Chasson, bantamweight. No, it ain't, dude. No, it ain't.
No,
I know
that fight's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening.
Dude,
next.
Look at the memes for this one, dude. We've got the no neck of Josie Ann Nunes taking on the chick that literally turned around and ran the opposite way after getting clobbered by Norma Dumont, dude. Josie Ann Nunes taking on Chelsea Chandler, dude. March 16th, UFC Vegas 88. Dude, I cannot wait for Josie Ann Nunes to drop one of them things on Chelsea Chandler, dude.
Chelsea Chandler scrambling.
Yeah.
But, across the octagon.
Yeah. But, dude, in all honesty, Chelsea Chandler way bigger. She should just kind of be able to ragdoll Josie Ann Nunes unless she just gets clobbered coming in, dude. Chelsea Chandler should be an easy fight for her. But, dude, this is actually one of the ones that I'm just waiting to, like, I just can't wait to laugh at, dude. Like, let's see what happens in this shit. Like, part of the reason why
Chelsea Chandler's big, too. Like, she's a big girl.
Yeah. Part of the reason why I do love a lot of WMMA is just so sloppy and ridiculous, and I just laugh at it. And it's at least entertaining. You know, it is what it is.
Well, especially Josie Ann Nunes. Especially Josie Ann Nunes. Just, I keep cracking up at the Shrek gif over there. That's just that's just floating over there. And yeah, Josie Ann Nunes, she just hits like an absolute tank though. So she absolutely cracks. I mean, no neck and all. So I mean, it's gonna be hard for Chelsea Chandler to get any type of submission because there's no neck there to be to sink her arm under. I mean, there's just no neck there. She's not gonna be able to choke her like that. She's gonna have to go for like an arm bar or something.
Absolutely nuts, dude. It's gonna be an interesting one.
Dude, freaking Chelsea Chandler and her last, like, she ran like fucking Shaggy from Scooby Doo. Like, she was like, let's get out of here, Scoob. It was like, let's get out of here.
Like, she tried to run through like a portal in the side of the octagon that wasn't there, dude. She just ran right into it. Yeah, oh my goodness. All right, let's move on. Josh Kulabau, Danny Silva. I don't know who Danny Silva is. Josh Kulabau fighting again though. Dude, this is upsetting, dude. Dominic Reyes is out, dude. I thought I was gonna go get to see Dominic Reyes snooze in Atlantic City, but instead, in steps Atomic Alonzo Manfield to face Carlos Olberg in Atlantic City. Still March 30th. What's your thoughts on that, dude?
So that is an interesting fight. I think that's going to be one that's going to test Carlos Olberg in the ground game and the striking, because we saw Dustin Jacoby get tatted up a little bit by Alonzo Manfield in their last fight. I thought Dustin Jacoby was going to be able to win that fight, and but the only thing that's a little bit of the difference is that Carlos Olberg does seem to for some reason have very good power, even though it doesn't kind of like look like it. He's just so fast for a light heavyweight. I mean, he has hands like a welterweight. And we have seen Alonzo Manfield step in and get clubbed by Obense Prue and get knocked out. So yeah, that's a very interesting fight. And honestly, this is a much more interesting fight than the Dominic Reyes fight anyway. So yeah, you should be more happy with this one, because I know you're kind of on the fence about Olberg. You're still not sure about him. So I think this is the proper test for him.
Yeah, I just need to see him go three rounds and not gas in the third, dude, because I will never get that Kennedy fight out of my head. He just beat the shit out of him for 2 rounds and then just absolutely fell off a cliff in the third round, and Kennedy just snoozed him, dude. It was wild.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was the first first official UFC fight. I know he had the Contender Series fight, but seems like since then he's been pretty cleaned up.
Yeah, dude. Everyone was upset about the announcement of this, dude. Holly Holm, Kayla Harrison, like, I guess they're acting like it's the main event of UFC 300 or like
What are people mad about?
something.
Like,
I don't know, dude.
why are
Yes,
women fighting?
Yeah, WMMA, everyone hates on it, dude. But I think this is a perfect matchup, dude, because Kayla Harrison comes in here, submits Holly Holm, and then Amanda Nunes comes back, and then the division's at least semi-interesting again. My thing is, dude, this is a bantamweight. And I don't know if the truck that is Kayla Harrison, even if you took off all 4 tires and all the seats out of the car or the truck, I don't know if she's coming anywhere close to 135 pounds, dude. What's your thoughts here, dude?
Yeah, I really think that's going to be the most interesting part because, as you said, she's an absolute tank, and she's been able to make 145 at times before. She's kind of had like test cuts and things of that nature. So, and I believe she's fought at 145 a couple times. So, but she's
fought at one time. One time, Kayla Harrison's made 145.
Yeah, so that's what's interesting. I mean, I think
145 she's made it. How she's gonna make 135?
If you're going to keep featherweight, I felt like this would be the opportunity. I mean, unless I guess Kayla Harris is going to go ahead and get with a nutritionist and I guess clean up. And to be fair, she's very muscle bound. Like she's like, if you look at her on the scale, like, dude, she's jacked. If she's able to shed some of the muscle, but still be able to retain some of the strength, because you know the old saying, muscle weighs more than fat. If she's able to shed some of that muscle, I'm gonna be interested to see. But yeah, she's bricked up, and she doesn't look like she has too much to lose. So I'm interested to see how that battle with her on the scale is going to go, even before she gets in the octagon.
Yeah, dude, she's gonna be looking like Vanilla Dariush, like that one away, and where he's like, he looks like he's like making a fish face. Also for UFC 300, dude. What everyone wants to be the main event. D Rose steals his hair every week for the thumbnail. We do have Super Sadiq Yusuf versus none other than Diego Lopez. I like to call him Diego Lopes because it sounds way cooler. UFC 300, April 13th, D Rose. I think your boy Super Sadiq might be getting finished, man.
Sadiq's tough, man. So I don't know. I think we're in for a banger of a fight, though. I think the only thing for Diego Lopez is that, you know, with the way he was able to get Pat Sabatini out of there, I think, you know, Sadiq Yusuf can be hurt at times, but dude, as you saw, even with when Edson landed that head kick clean, yeah, it's going to take a lot to get Sadiq out of there, man. It's, you know, he's not going to be a pushover by any means, but I think with Diego Lopez's well-rounded ability, you know, he's got power in his hands, his jiu-jitsu, you know, he's very well-rounded. I think that's definitely going to give Sadiq some problems. But again, the clash of styles is what makes this fight, man. And we know Sadiq's got power. I think in the last fight against Edson, he just came out and tried to get the finish in the first round. I think he tried to kind of do what Giga did and what multiple guys have done to Edson and rush him. And I think he just ended up just gassing out from there. I think he's going to be a little bit smarter this time around and kind of preserve himself.
Dude, look at this one. And then this is the reply. we missed you in here, Silent 6. we missed you in here, brother.
Damn, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited for that one. UFC 300 going to be going to be a good one, in my opinion. A lot of people are not excited. This one I couldn't care less of, though. We got Joanne Wood taking on Marina Moroz. You want to say what number this is, D-Rose? UFC 299, March 9th? Joanne Wood versus Marina Moroz. What number?
2?
Dude, who asked for this fight? Why is Joanne Wood still fighting, dude?
There was a 1? And there's a 2? 2?
Yeah, dude, here we go. Anyway, moving on along. We got Drakkar Klose taking on Neto BJJ, Joaquim Silva, dude. Interesting fight, yeah?
Yeah. I think both of them, you know, they both come in there to the box the other dude's head off and use a lot of their wrestling. So I think they basically have the same style. Just willing to see who's going to break first. So that should be a good fight.
Two. Yeah. That's going to be that's the first fight announcement that we have for UFC 301. D-Rose.
Nice. That's the main event.
Hopefully not, dude. Also another fight on UFC 300, dude. This one is going to be interesting. We got Bate Estaca, Jessica Andrade taking on Marina Rodriguez, dude. What's your thoughts on this one?
That's a good fight. I think Marina, she's been able to get hit, and she's shown that she's still a little bit stubborn when she gets taken down about not having really a sense of urgency of getting back up. So I think that's has been kind of her Achilles heel and a lot of her losses, like her losses to Verna and things of that nature. So I think that's something that Jessica Andrade can do. She's strong enough to use her wrestling, but I guess the question is, will she be too stubborn, want to go in there and just swing hooks and step into a counter? Because Marina Rodriguez is a great counter striker. So if Jessica Andrade ain't careful, she can step into one of those bombs. But there's definitely a path to victory there for Jessica Andrade as long as she takes it.
And another good fight for UFC 300. If you don't like it, suck it. Yeah, dude. Another one that I'm excited for, dude. We've got none other than Trevor Peek taking on Charlie Campbell. That's the dude that got who did he get knocked out by, D-Rose?
Chris Duncan.
Chris Duncan. Yeah, and then
I remember by the stripe in his head.
Yeah, and then I watched Charlie Campbell snooze I think Dominic Reyes' brother like at UFC Noche, dude. So it was just
because he was a pretty big underdog too, wasn't he?
I think he was a favorite.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Anyway, this is UFC Vegas 90, April 6th, dude. Trevor Peek taking on Charlie Campbell, dude. And if you're able to get knocked out, dude, Trevor Peek is going to test it, man. He might not be the most polished guy, but I'm going to be rooting for him. Hell yeah. Let's go, Trevor Peek. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Yeah, that should be a good one. I think Charlie Campbell's a little bit cleaner, but Trevor Peek, we know he's got power. He's just very unorthodox in his style. And I love the way he fights. He's an action fighter, so I mean, he's definitely a guy that you can root for. But you just want to see him just clean it up just a little bit. He just leaves himself open, and I think if there's someone who's a very potent counter striker or someone who's able to kind of time his his straight punches, I think it could be a hurting for him. So I'd like to see him clean some of it up, but he's definitely fun to watch.
And real quick, shout out there, Goofer, for the 199 super sticker, brother. Appreciate you for donating your hard-earned money over here, brother. Listen to us talk about some fights. We truly do appreciate it, man. Yeah, and I agree, D-Rose. Charlie Campbell is much cleaner, but how can you not root for the guy that is Trevor Peek, That honestly looks like Andrade pre- and post-testosterone. This fight is a trap. I'm not putting a dime on it. Andrade autos are all-time high. $4 to $5. I'm bummed, dude. Yeah, just UFC card values aren't high, but hey, maybe now the Tops and Fanatics might be putting some promotion behind it. Hopefully. What's going on, Jay Wolf? Appreciate you stopping by tonight, brother. Spend some time with us over here. And then, so up next, D-Rose, we do have Chris Barnett's out. Not going to be fighting Muhammad Usman. Muhammad Usman will now fight Mick Parkin, dude. Do you care about that one at all?
That should be a good fight. I think, similar styles, both relatively green and decent boxing, decent wrestling. And this should be a decent fight.
All right. Up next, Junior Taffa going to be taking on Carl Williams, dude. Carl Williams better be like a minus 700 favorite in that fight, dude, because Junior Taffa can't get off the ground. What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, so the only thing I'm interested in seeing is Carl Williams just going to go in there and just run and then just try to get a takedown, and then
that's what he does all the fights, yeah.
Right, but I mean, I remember cause then he loses last fight. He just like just absolutely gassed out. I mean, I'm wondering if
I don't
Tafa
think
is
so, dude. I think he might be undefeated in the UFC. Let me check
yeah, well,
just to
I
make sure
remember
though.
what, and even if he won, I remember him being very well tested, in his last fight when he was going for multiple takedowns,
Yeah, he
and
is in the UFC. He's beat Chase Sherman via unanimous like decision. He has beat Lucas Brzezinski by unanimous decision, and on the Contender Series, he beat Jimmy Lawson by unanimous decision. Dude, literally wrestle fucked them for all 3 rounds.
okay,
They stood no
okay,
chance.
Lucas Dretsky is who
Yeah.
I was thinking about when yeah, because I remember Lucas Dretsky kind of gave him a little bit of a problem there in the late second and early third round because Carl Williams wasn't able to get those takedowns. So and the Tafas they can time those counter punches, man. So I'd like to see it happen. I like the
Yeah,
Tafas.
dude. All right. It's going to be an interesting one, dude. We've got Edmund Shabazian taking on Dusko Todorovic. I didn't know Dusko was still in the UFC. That's UFC Vegas 89, March 23rd. Do you care about that one at all?
Looks like they're just trying to get Shabazian to win. Yeah.
I mean, Dusko is probably one of the most chinny fighters at middleweight, dude. Dude, this is going to be an interesting one right here, and I'm excited. And it's the last one that we have to talk about before we jump into the fights for this weekend. We do have Cameron Simon taking on Peyton Talbot, dude. UFC Vegas 89, March 23rd. There is actually one more that I do have to mention as well and get your thoughts on it. But what's your thoughts here, dude? Peyton Talbot, Cameron Simon.
Yeah, no, that should be a very interesting fight. Cameron Simon, he's good with the striking. He's still very young, and so is Peyton Talbot. And I know you're very high on him as well. And yeah, I think again, the way I thought Cameron Simon in his last fight, I thought he would win, but I thought there were moments in time when he was getting taken down that he didn't really have another one with the sense of urgency. Didn't really have a sense of urgency to get up, and when he did, he was able to make something work with it. But I know Talbot, he's very, very talented in the grappling. So if Cameron Simon was able to get taken down a couple of times, I'd say Talbot should have a path to victory there to get it done. But interesting for sure to see if Talbot's offered a little bit of resistance, see if he's able to bounce back.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm personally excited for that fight. It'll be an interesting one. I got Cameron Simon just starts off so early, and then Peyton Talbot just continues to come on like late, dude. He just doesn't go away. He's just in your face at all times. That's the last one that we have. But let me go to my home real quick. Am I still sharing, D-Rose?
Yeah.
All right. There we go. That's tops being announced. And remember, if you are here for UFC cards or you see this and you're interested in hearing about some UFC cards, come back here tomorrow night and I will be talking, answering questions and anything like that. So that's just UFC cards. Here we go. Sean Brady, Vicente Luque off for Atlantic City March 30th, which is upsetting, D-Rose. You care about that at all?
Oh man, so are you going to end up going to the card? Because that was supposed to be the main event, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna still go. Like, there's still plenty of time. There, actually, like the tickets aren't even on sale yet for the event, though.
I wonder who's going to be the main event. That would be my question.
Yeah, dude, not sure. I don't really want Aaron Blanchfield versus Manon Fear, but I guess I wouldn't be the most upset in the world if that was the main.
Looks like it's probably going to end up being that. Looks like it's probably going to end up being that way.
Yeah,
probably 5 rounds, the title decider, or the next title challenger decider.
Yeah, but this is the one that I really wanted to get your opinion on, dude. It looks like Colby Covington versus Shavkat Rakhmonov is in the works for a card in June. You think this is true? What's your thoughts on that?
No, because Colby's not going to take any type of fight that's going to be in the slightest bit tough. And yeah, I don't see him going in there and taking the fight against Shavkat. Shavkat would, to me personally, I think Shavkat would rough up Colby pretty bad. And yeah, I don't see Colby. Colby doesn't take fights like that. He takes fights that are only in the utmost advantage to him, except for if they're a title fight. So yeah, he's not going to do that unless there's some type of title tied to it.
You're like, speaking of title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to go ahead and check mine real quick.
I agree. I don't think that fight happens. But with that being said, let's jump into the fights for this weekend. Give you any picks, bets we may have. Give you a preview how we think the fights are going to go and all of that good jazz. So, well, I have to share the screen first so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Share screen. Let's do this one. Not the volume, though, because you guys will get Crest commercials in your ears. Yeah. So here we go, D-Rose. Am I sharing? Can you see?
We are sharing.
All right. So here we go. This weekend, Saturday, February 3rd, 2024. That's my girlfriend's birthday, by the way, at 4 p.m. Going to be taking place at the Apex. We do have 13 fights headlined by none other than Roman, I think it's the Gladiator or something like that. I don't know. Roman Dolidze taking on Nasruddin Imavov. We've got Hanato Money Moicano taking on Drew Dober. We've got Rude Boy Randy Brown taking on Muslim, the king of Kung Fu, Selikov for I don't know how many times we've talked about that fight now, D-Rose. We've got Viviane Araújo taking on, dude, how can you not love Natalia Silva? How do I say that every single time? But Natalia Silva, Viviane Araújo. We've got Aliskab Kizriev taking on Mahmoud Muradov. That's who we beat up Brian Bam Bam Barberina last time. We've got Gilbert, the RGV bad boy, or the last time I announced them, I said Gilbert, the RGV, the Rio Grande Valley bad boy, or Urbina. And you're like, is his name really that long?
Oh my goodness gracious.
So we got the RGV bad boy Gilbert Arena taking on Chuck Buffalo, Charlie Radke. That's the dude that dropped the slur after
the blood fight.
Yeah. We've got the meatball Molly McCann taking on the Warrior Princess Deanna Belbita. Dude, are we going to see a meatball sub this weekend, or is the meatball going to roll? Interesting. We've got Charles Energy Johnson taking on Azat the Kazat Maxim, I believe that is his name. We've got Tim Garimbo. The Rock bought a house for him. Don't forget, he's going to be taking on Dead Game Pete Rodriguez at 170. We've got Blake El Animal Builder taking on Jiyoung Lee. We've got Julia. I'm going to feel like an idiot if I don't remember her name, but it is what it is. We've got Luana taking on Luana Dread Carolina. She's like the Russian, not Russian Ronda. She's like the Lithuanian Ronda Rousey. She's got 100 arm bars in the first round. Taking on Luana Dread Carolina. We've got Markel Medeiros taking on Landon Quinones. And our first fight of the night, we do have Thomas Peterson taking on the Stormtrooper Jamal Pogues. What's your thoughts on the fight as a whole, D-Rose? You glad we got some fights again?
Yeah, just glad to see we got some fights. I mean, I don't want to be too hard on the card. You know, if I don't want to watch the early prelims, I don't have to sit here and subject myself to it. I can go back and watch it, on ESPN Plus. But at least it would be, something to watch as I, probably tune in for the regular prelims and the main card.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. You did work late Saturday, or are you able to watch the whole card?
Yeah, I work late, so that's what I say. Some of the early prelims, will I be able to catch all of them? Maybe not. I'm not going to stress it, but yeah, it is what it is. And if it's one that I'm going to bet on, I'm probably going to make sure I can try to watch it in some way. But if I can, I can't. But I'll still be able. What time does the card start again?
4.
Oh yeah. The main card starts at 4?
The prelims start at 4.
Okay, so yeah, by the time I get home, I'll be able to catch at least most of the main card by the time I get home. So as long as I get off on time.
Gotcha. Well, appreciate you stopping by, Gym Card Collecting. Hope you guys are having a good night. Appreciate it, brother. And then we got Lush Levine about to take the notes. He's ready to go. All right. Let's go. Up first, we've got Thomas the Train Peterson taking on the Stormtrooper Jamal Pogues. Jamal Peterson 8-1 overall. Jamal Pogues 10-4 overall. Fought most of his career down at light heavyweight. Let me get my current odds for this pulled up because I would like to give you guys current odds. Thomas Peterson, 28 years old, 6'1" and a 74-inch reach, while Jamal Pogues is 28 years old, 6'3" and a 77-inch reach. Currently, odds for this are -166 for Thomas Peterson and a +140 for Jamal Pogues. So, Thomas Peterson, almost 2-1 favorite. Kind of makes sense, dude. Here's my thing. Thomas Peterson is a legit heavyweight, like a big guy. I don't think he even could make 205, I think Jamal Pogues even fought down at middleweight, dude. And dude, in his last 2 fights coming in, he just looked like just shit, dude. He just had a fat belly, dude. Looks like he didn't train at all. And the only thing he does, dude, is just throw out the jab. That's all he does that whole fight. He like leans back and throws out the jab, dude. I think Thomas Peterson probably going to take Jamal Pogues down, and ended up ground and pound TKOing him in the first round. So with that being said, give me Thomas Peterson to knock out Jamal Pogues via TKO in the first round. What's your thoughts on this fight, D-Rose?
Yeah, I think you pretty much took everything there that I was going to say. You know, I think besides TKO, I think Thomas Peterson can get a submission. I mean, I'm just not impressed with Jamal Pogues. You know, as you said, he did come in looking pretty bad last time, and he has fought down as low as middleweight. So he's got kind of the oh man, who's the guy that Chris Barnett ended up coming back, and Jake Collier. He's got very Jake Collier like kind of body frame to him. He's not a natural heavyweight at all. Thomas Peterson's the much bigger guy. I think you know, he's going to time that Pogues jab, get the takedown, and I think he'll probably end up getting a submission. But I do see Peterson getting a finish.
Yeah, dude. Well, hell yeah. I'm glad me and D-Rose on the first fight of the night. We're on the same side. So me and D-Rose both on Thomas Peterson finish for the first fight of the night. Yeah, hopefully start off the night with a bang. So up next, we have one that I probably am the least confident on this entire fight card, D-Rose. We do have Markel Medeiros taking on Landon Quinones. Dude, I've got to be honest, I don't know anything about Markel Medeiros. I guess he fought on the Contender Series, won via knee. I don't remember that at all, dude. But he is 8-1, and he's going to be taking on the Lone Wolf Landon Quinones, 7-2-1 overall. Recently on the Ultimate Fighter, and then came in on short notice and lost to Nasrat Hakparas, dude. But he put up a fight, and he kind of showed that he has some skill. Currently, odds for this are a +114 for Landon Quinones and a -135 for Markel Medeiros. Markel is 27 years old, 5'10" and a 69-inch reach, trains at Factory X Muay Thai. And Landon Quinones is 28 years old, 5'9" and a 70-inch reach. D-Rose, I'm going to let you break this down and make a pick, if you will.
I'm with you. I'm not super confident in the pick because I'm not super familiar with either or fighter, but I know Landon Quinones, you know, he looked decent in his last fight against Nasrat, but and I think he ended up cutting open Nasrat even, but Nasrat boxed him up, you know, pretty well for the most part, and I wasn't super impressed with Quinones, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Markel Medeiros here. Yeah, not confidently, but let's go with Markel Medeiros.
All right, fair enough. D-Rose on the slight favorite, -135 Markel Medeiros. And I think, D-Rose, I'm just going to go the opposite way. One, so I know we have at least a different fight this weekend. And because I guess I've just seen Quinones, and I just know that, you know, he's an all right fighter and he can last. He did get submitted by Jason Knight on the Contender Series. I mean, on the Ultimate Fighter, which isn't the best look in the world. But, you know, Jason Knight's a vet of the game. He's been doing jiu-jitsu a while. And Landon Quinones is, you know, 28 years old, still a young guy. I think he can still be making improvements, and he impressed me a little bit in his last fight. I think that's why I'm kind of leaning his way, and because I actually know who he is. So I am going to go the opposite way as you, D-Rose. I'm going to go on the slight dog, plus 114 dog. Give me Landon Quinones here, and we'll have our first different pick of the night. Let's get D-Rose eating them jelly beans this week. We got Leslie made. Medeiros has great takedown defense, nasty hands, and deadly combos. Well, looks like I made the wrong pick, but it is what it is. I might be having to eat the beans.
Who's gonna be eating the beans?
Oh no, I don't want to eat the beans. All right. So up next, D-Rose, we have Julia Stolarenko taking on Luana Dread Carolina. Yeah, she don't even have a nickname. She's just the Lithuanian Ronda Rousey. Julia Stolarenko is 11-7-1. Luana Dread Carolina is 9-4. Stolarenko won 2 of her last 5, while Dread Carolina won 3 of her last 5. Currently, odds for this are a plus 114 for Luana Carolina and a minus 135 for Julia Stolarenko. So Julia Stolarenko, a slight favorite here. Julia is 30 years old, 5'7", and a 69-inch reach, while Luana Dread Carolina is 30 years old, 5'6", and a 69-inch reach. One other note to take away from this fight is this will be Julia's second fight down at 125 pounds after, you remember, her terrible weight cuts up at 135, dude. She was like literally passing out on the scale, like on weigh-in day. It was just terrible, dude. But she weighed in 125 and looked like she done it with ease, dude. And Luana's, I feel like Luana's a better fighter than people give her credit for, but she's still not the best fighter in the world, if you get what I'm saying. Like, if you're an ass fighter, she's probably going to beat you. But with that being said, how can you go against the amount of first round arm bars that Julia Stolarenko has on her record, and most of them being up at 135, dude? So down a weight class, should have the strength power advantage. Give me Julia Stolarenko to submit Luana Dread Carolina in round number 1 via armbar, if you want to get real specific. What's your thoughts here, D-Rose?
Yeah, man, I think this is an interesting fight. I think, they have Stolarenko as the bigger fighter, which is interesting.
Well, she's coming down.
Right, but I guess as far as she just didn't look like, even against Molly McCann, I mean, she didn't look like she was 5'7" standing across from Molly McCann. I was at the ass machine, man. The ass kicking machine. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling the dog a little bit in this one. I think just the only reason is that if Julia Stolarenko does not get an arm bar, she doesn't win. I mean, it's almost tried and true that if she does not get an arm bar, she does not win the fight. And I gotta think with Luana Carolina just being Brazilian, having that, as you say, that Brazilian jiu-jitsu and her mitochondria to be able to summon it up. I think, if Julia Stolarenko goes for those arm bars a little bit too much, I think she can set herself up for having Carolina, maybe get some top position, getting a little bit of control. And Luana Carolina, who was it that was it Petrovich? The one that she fought in her last fight, the Russian chick.
Yeah, that's who.
Yeah, the Russian chick. I mean, she defended the takedowns very well in that fight, and Petrovich is she goes for the takedown for the most part too. So I think there's a path of victory there for Luana Carolina, and I'm actually going to take the dogs this week, man. I'm going to go Luana Carolina here.
All right, D-Rose on Luana Dread Carolina, dude. I just remember when she got knee barred by I think it was
Lipsky.
Yeah, dude, that was disgusting, dude. That may have been sub of the year, dude. So me and D-Rose split again on the third fight of the night. D-Rose going to be eating some jelly beans this weekend. I'm sorry, next Wednesday. So up next, we do have Blake El Animal Builder taking on Ji Young Lee, the Korean Tiger. First fight in the UFC, I believe. I don't think he's fought in the UFC. I think, I guess he did. He fought Yi Jia. Oh, but that was on the
road to the UFC, right?
Yeah, road to UFC finale. So here we go, dude. We got Blake El Animal Builder Builder 8-1-1 overall. We've got Ji Young Lee, the Korean Tiger, 10-1 overall. Blake Builder won 4 of his last 5. Only loss was to killer Kyle Nelson up in Canada 7 months ago, dude. Me and you watched that in your Airbnb, dude. And then Ji Young Lee, 10-1 overall, won all 5 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are -142 for Ji Young Lee and a +120 for Blake Builder. Blake Builder, 32 years old, 5'8" and a 68.5-inch reach, while Ji Young Lee, 28 years old, 5'10" and a 73-inch reach. So Ji Young Lee going to be about 2 inches taller and going to have about a 5-inch reach advantage over Blake Builder, dude. You want to break this one down, D Rose, or you want me to go?
Well, I mean, I could just give you. I mean, I'm not as familiar with Lee here. I just remember.
And I think that's the point. Like that's the whole point. It's like with a few exceptions, the fighters coming from that market, like the Asian market, aren't, dude. They're not good. Like as you see, he went to a split decision with Yi Jia. That I remember watching. Like the fight, I was like, well, these guys are probably going to last about 2 fights in the UFC and get cut. And then I saw Rinya Nakamura. I'm like, oh, that dude's going to fucking make it. So it's just, there's just a difference, dude. And I just don't think that the fighters from that market are going to turn out to be that good. It's not as developed as the other parts of the world is, like it's not as developed as, Russia, Mexico, hell, even China, dude. Because like the Japanese, like the Korean market just doesn't seem to quite be there yet. And he's stepping in against someone that I personally think is a pretty good fighter. He starts off slow, comes on late, and will just build and build. As his name implies, Blake Builder, El Animal. I think Yi Jia, I'm sorry, that's who he fought. I think Ji Young Lee is going to come out probably strong first, try to get Blake Builder out of there. Blake Builder's tough, though. He might get dropped round 1, and don't fret if he gets dropped. He's not going to get finished round 1. Trust me. He's tough enough. He'll come back. Give me Blake Builder to knock out, or maybe, no, give me Blake Builder to submit Yi Jia, or God, I keep saying his name is Yi Jia. That's who he fought last. Give me Blake Builder to submit Ji Young Lee in round number 3, D-Rose, as the slight dog. Which way are you going here this week, man?
I guess my thing is I just cannot get over the Kyle Nelson loss in my head, man. I just think, that's just unforgivable. I mean, I know he's won what? I think he's won another one since then. Kyle Nelson has. So maybe he's turning around a little bit, but I think the win against Shane Young really, propelled him up when we both know Shane Young's not that great of a fighter as far as UFC level goes. And I don't know if a win over him should have really, I'd say, catapulted Builder. So I think that's the only reason why I'm feeling a little comfortable going Lee here, is because even though you can say that Builder has a little bit more UFC experience, I'm not sure how good he is either.
Fair enough. So you are locking in your pick and you're going Ji Young Lee, correct?
Yes.
All right, D Rose. We have 3 different fights already, man. So we could pick the same for the rest of the night. And, we got our 3 fights locked in, and you're going to be eating what bean you going to be eating this week? Well, you got to shake them up and dump them out. But I think you're going to be eating stink bug and dirty dishwater this week. That's my guess. But
you're gonna be mad when Dread comes through for me.
Oh goodness! All right, so our third different pick of the night. I am on Blake Builder, D Rose on Ji Young Lee, the Korean Tiger. Up next, we do have Timba Garimbo taking on Dead Game Pete Rodriguez. The answer, Timba Garimbo taking on Dead Game Pete Rodriguez. Timba is 11-4-0, while Dead Game Pete Rodriguez is 5-1-0. Currently, odds for this are -258 for Timba Garimbo and a +258 -258 for Timba Garimbo and a +210 for Dead Game Pete Rodriguez. Timba Garimbo, 33 years old, 6'1" and a 77-inch reach, while Dead Game Pete Rodriguez is 27 years old, 5'9" and a 73-inch reach. So Pete Rodriguez is going to be about 4 inches shorter D-Rose and be about a 4-inch reach disadvantage. But real quick before we get into this, I have a question for you. How crazy is Pete Rodriguez's first 2 fights, dude? The difference in Jack Della Maddalena and Mike Jackson.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Dude.
Come on, Mike Jackson.
It's the stink bug and dirty dishwasher. Sounds like an average Aussie lunch to me. See, CD Rose, it wouldn't be that bad. Oh goodness. Yeah. So, dude, just your first 2 fights being just the difference of Jack Della and Mike Jackson, dude, is absolutely nuts. But he gets a fighter somewhere in the middle this week. That is Timba Garimbo, dude. Yeah, man. And Timba's all right, dude. He has an all right ground game, I guess, but he's more, from what I've seen, he more of tries for the submissions before he's, has the position locked down. So submission over position, if you will. And he falls off quite a bit, dude. And, dead game Pete Rodriguez, I don't want to say he has that Derek Lewis trait, dude, but, he's able to get up. And if you go back and watch his fight with Jack Della, dude, he did not give a fuck that it was Jack Della, dude. He went in the pocket and fucking threw, dude. And he landed a few times on Jack Della. Didn't really do anything to him because, Jack Della's got a chin, and Pete Rodriguez should probably be fighting down at 155, dude. But he still has power,
100%.
and he still has power up at 170, dude. This fight is on short notice. So, dude, give me Pete Rodriguez as the plus 210 dog to come in here and knock out the heartfelt story of the Rock buying Timba Garimbo house. Pete Rodriguez dead game going to come in here and snooze this dude on short notice as the 2-1 dog, dude. Which way you going here?
Yeah, I think the big thing for me is just to get over the size difference, man. As you said, I think Pete Rodriguez needs to be fighting at 155. Wasn't he supposed to be? I could have sworn he got scheduled at 155.
The Mike Jackson was scheduled at 155, and he missed weight by 3 or 4 pounds. And he's had 2 fights scheduled at 155 since then, and he's pulled out of both because he couldn't make the weight.
Right. That's what's so interesting, dude, because he is so tiny for welterweight. As you said, he does have big power, but I just think, man, that size difference is just going to be a big thing. The get-ups are going to be good only to a certain extent if you got a guy who's on top who, as far as, position is able to, kind of utilize that size, man. I just think, Pete Rodriguez is just going to have a steep hill to climb, man. And so I'm gonna go Timba Garimbo here. I think he gets it done.
All right, D-Rose on the minus 258 favorite. That is Timba Garimbo. I'm on a pretty big dog this weekend. That is dead game Pete Rodriguez. Look at me, D-Rose. I'm on the barking dogs this weekend, dude. So up next, we do have, man, I wish D-Rose would get his haircut, but he won't. I wish he would. And I wish he would update the picture too, because it is Charles Energy Johnson fight week, baby. We've got, he's going to be taking on Azat the Kazat Maxim. Excuse me. 13-6 for Charles Energy Johnson. Lost 3 of his last 5. Lost 3 in a row of his last 5 as well. While Azat Maxim is 17-0, obviously won all 5 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are a minus 218 for Azat Maxim and a plus 180 for Charles Energy Johnson. Charles Johnson is 33 years old, 5'9", 70-inch reach, while Azat Maxim is 29 years old, 5'7", and a 70-inch reach as well. D-Rose, if this fight was on the feet, I would say Charles Energy Johnson's got this the whole time. But, I've come to accept now. I pick Charles Johnson every single time he fights, but he just has absolutely no fucking takedown defense. And Azat Maxim, who did he fight? Tyson Nam? Yeah, dude. Tyson Nam's got really good takedown defense, and he actually got Tyson Nam down a few times, dude. So that was surprising to me. Yeah, dude. Give me Azat Maxim to defeat Charles Energy Johnson via decision. I don't think Charles Johnson ever been finished, so I got Azat Maxim via decision. Going to be terribly boring wrestling, but hopefully his coaches have told him, hey, just go wrestle the dude. He can't do anything. Azat Maxim via decision. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, no, and I actually believe I remember picking Tyson Nam to win that fight because Tyson Nam was a pretty decent underdog, and I'd found out why because as you said, with the wrestling that Azat brings, and I think that's what is the difference maker because I don't think it's necessarily that Charles Johnson has bad takedown defense. He just doesn't get up well. Like he's very content with just keeping it to where he's not getting any damage landed on him, or as long as he's not getting submitted, he'll hold position and make sure that he's not getting rained on. So he doesn't have the sense of urgency to get up, and I think that's what can ultimately cost him in this fight here. So yeah, I'm going Azat here.
All right, me and D-Rose both on Azat the Kazat Maxim. Up next, we have the main event of the prelims. We've got the meatball Molly McCann taking on the warrior princess Deanna Belbita. Fun fact, she wanted to be a ring card girl, but she said she didn't have any boobs, so she became a fighter instead. I was like, well, that's an interesting fact to know. Cool. Anyway,
that escalated quickly.
Yeah. I was like, all right. Well, why is this going? Why is this on my Instagram feed? Why is this a thing? Why did you record this and post this up? Who cares? Anyway, we've got the meatball Molly McCann about to roll this weekend. Hey, I'm upset, D-Rose. There should be a number 2 behind this, man, because this is the second time that these ladies have graced the octagon together. Anyway, we've got meatball Molly McCann, 13-6 overall. Lost 2 of her last 5. Lost the 2 in a row of her last 5 as well. Deanna Belbita, the warrior princess, is 15-8 overall. Christmas tree win loss across the board, but lost 3 of her last 5 as well. Currently, odds for this are Molly McCann is a -265 favorite, while Deanna Belbita is a +215. Molly McCann, 33 years old, 5'4" and a 62-inch reach, while Deanna Belbita is 27 years old, 5'7" and a 68-inch reach. Another note to make about this fight is this will be Molly Meatballs McCann's first cut down to 115 pounds. But, she looked like she always carried a little bit of extra weight on her up at 125. I believe this is the weight class for her. She's already fought Deanna Belbita. Round 1 was kind of close, and then Molly just did Molly things to her round 2 and 3 and ended up winning the fight via decision, I believe. But, yeah, I'm going Molly Meatball McCann to probably roll over Deanna Belbita this weekend via decision. Yeah, Molly Meatball McCann via decision is the way I'm going. Roll Meatball roll. Which way are you going, D-Rose?
Yeah, I couldn't have broken it down much better. And I agree with the overall decision. I think Molly McCann by decision. I think she just keeps it on the. I think she keeps it on the feet, and I think she's just a better boxer of the 2, really. And yeah, I think that's how the fight goes for all 3 rounds.
The only thing that's going to give Molly problems is the front kicks up the middle, but that's only in the first round. She'll figure it out. So up next, we do have the first card on the main card. So main card time. If y'all haven't already, do your boys a favor and hit that thumbs up button, because we don't ask you and it's free. We just appreciate it if you would do that for us. But we do have the RGV bad boy, the Rio Grande Valley bad boy, Gilbert Urbina, taking on Chuck Buffalo, Charlie Radke. 7-2 is Gilbert Urbina, won 3 of his last 5, and Chuck Buffalo is 8-3, won all 5 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are a -205 for Gilbert Urbina. I don't like that. And a +170 for Charlie Radke. Gilbert Urbina, 27 years old, 6'3" and a 75-inch reach, while Charlie Radke is 33 years old, 5'9" and a 72-inch reach. D-Rose, if there is one fight I refuse to put my money on this weekend, it's this one. I'm just not, dude. Gilbert Urbina is a -200 favorite right now, and the only thing he's done is win 1 fight over Orion Cosey, dude, and all 3 of his other brothers weren't good enough to be in the UFC, and I really don't think he's great either, dude. He might be good enough to be in the UFC, but he ain't going to win a lot of fights, especially over people that are good. My thing is, Chuck Buffalo couldn't get Blood Diamond out of there in his first fight in the UFC, and it was like, dude, just Blood Diamond's just not good, dude. I think I might have picked Blood Diamond to beat Charlie Radke in that fight too, and it's just like, dude, the fight went to decision. It was kind of shitty, dude. It was in Australia, and I don't think Chuck Buffalo is UFC level. I believe UFC brought him in to get Blood Diamond a win, and he ended up losing anyway. That being said, dude, I don't like either one of these fighters. I will not be betting on this fight. But if you want to pick, give me the RGV bad boy at a -200 favorite. But do not put your hard-earned money on this fight this weekend. D-Rose, which way are you going?
Yeah, I think I'm in full agreement with you that Chuck Buffalo, as far as him, he actually had a lot of trouble taking Blood Diamond down there for a little bit. And even when he was able to take him down, wasn't able to make much with it. And I think Gilbert Urbina, as you said, I'm not betting this fight at all, but I do think in terms of striking, he is pretty sharp, especially early in the round and early in the fight. And I think that, he can keep the range. I mean, that size difference is just, I think that's going to make all the difference in the world. And, just him establishing, because I didn't think Charles Radke really showed me any striking. And I think if, as long as the RGV bad boy is able to keep range, I think it's his fight to lose. But again, I'm not putting any money on it. But yeah, let's go Gilbert Urbina here.
All right. Me and D-Rose both on the RGV bad boy, Gilbert Urbina. Up next, second fight on the main card, we do have Aliskov Kizriev taking on Makhmud Muradov, the Black Wolf. There's too many Black Wolves in the UFC, but this one's pretty good, so you can't really take the name away from him. We've got the Black Wolf, Aliskov Kizriev, taking on Makhmud Muradov. That's a new one. Aliskov Kizriev 14-0, Makhmud Muradov 26-8. Aliskov obviously won all 5 of his last 5 as he is undefeated. Makhmud has won 3 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are a -148 for Aliskov Kizriev and a +124 for Makhmud Muradov. Aliskov, 33 years old, 5'9" and a 74-inch reach. Doesn't belong at middleweight, but he is an animal, though. Makhmud Muradov, 33 years old, 6'2" and a 75-inch reach. D-Rose, I think the last fight that Makhmud fought in really opened up my eyes, dude. I don't think he's finishing many people, if at all, dude. He had multiple chances to get Bryan Barberena out of there in the first 2 rounds, dude. Dropped him a few times, and he just didn't. I don't know if he just doesn't have the instinct or he doesn't know what to do. I know Bam Bam's tough and hard to get out of there, but, dude, it's like if you just would have pounded on him a few times, you probably would have got him out of there, and he just didn't, dude. Aliskov Kizriev, probably like the same size Bryan Barberena is, dude, but 14-0, undefeated, dude. Got fantastic wrestling. Will come in there, blast W, take you down, pound your fucking face through the floor. He might even submit you, dude. This guy's an animal. I'm not even going to mess around and say anything else. Give me the -148 favorite, Aliskov Kizriev, to finish Makhmud Muradov. Let's just say in the second round. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
I think the biggest thing too for Makhmud Muradov is that, as you said, fighting Bryan Barberena, a guy who's a weight class down, couldn't get him out of there striking, and there in the third round had to really use his wrestling to save himself because he absolutely gassed. And honestly, it kind of showed similar in his GM3 fight, and that was a few years ago. So it doesn't seem like to me much of his game has changed. And as you said, Kizriev, he's got, great takedowns. And I hadn't really seen, Makhmud Muradov show me that he can really defend a takedown that well. So, I think Kizriev should have an easy path to victory here. I say he'll probably get a submission. At worst, a TKO. But yeah, let's go Kizriev here.
All right, me and D-Rose both on Black Wolf, Aliskop, Kizria. I thought RGV Bad Boy, like he was a PC gamer or something. Interesting. All right. So up next, we do have Viviane Araujo taking on Natalia Silva, dude. Viviane Araujo, 12-5-0. Natalia Silva, 16-5-1. But we ain't seeing her lose anytime soon. Currently, odds for this are a plus 270 for Vivi and a minus 340 for Natalia Silva. Vivi's 37 years old, dude. 5'4" and a 68-inch reach, while Natalia Silva is 27 years old, 5'4" and a 65-inch reach. You know I'm a fan of Vivi, dude. You know I think she's an animal. But I don't think she's got a shot here, dude. If you ask me how she wins this fight, I can't tell you, dude, because I've saw better wrestlers try to get Natalia Silva down, and they can't. I think Natalia Silva's got much better spacing, distance, better striking than Vivi. The only thing that Vivi has more of, and it's early, is power, dude. And I just don't think she's going to be able to drop one on her, dude. Vivi's never been finished though, so keep that in mind. And she has gone 5 rounds with Alexa Grasso. Her cardio is a little bit improved, but I got Natalia Silva defeating Viviane Araujo via decision, unanimous this weekend. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, for me, I think Natalia Silva. I think she's just the cleaner of the two. I would say with her striking, you know, her hands are just a little bit cleaner. Her kicks are a little bit cleaner. She has great footwork, great takedown defense, and I think she's got the athleticism on her side as well. So yeah, I think the odds
10 years youth.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think even at the betting line right now, at the parlay piece, that's still for me very great odds because I think she could be every bit of minus 405 or minus 400 more 450 come this weekend because I think a lot of people could be slamming the table on her. I think Vivi's got the power, but if she's not able to land early, man, I think this is Natalia Silva's fight to lose. Now Vivi's a dog; she's super tough, so I don't think she's going to be able to get finished by any means. But Natalia Silva should be able to win this fight pretty handily.
Yeah, dude, for sure, showcase spot for Natalia Silva and. Dude, she might be fighting for the title soon, dude, because Vivi's up there, dude. She's ranked what, like top 5?
I don't think is she top 5? I thought she was maybe like top like 8 or so, maybe.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that is getting Natalia Silva up there though, within the ranks. Yeah. That is getting her up there.
Anyway, featured fight of the night that we continue to talk about, D-Rose. Randy Brown, Muslim Salikov. Randy Brown, rude boy, 17-5 overall. Won 4 of his last 5. Muslim Salikov, the king of Kung Fu, 19-4 overall. Won 3 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are a minus 270 for Randy Brown and a plus 220 for the king of Kung Fu, Muslim Salikov. Randy Brown, 33 years old, 6'3", 78-inch reach, while king of Kung Fu, Muslim Salikov, 39 years old, 5'11", and a 70-inch reach. D-Rose outside of Randy Brown doing one of his bullshit step back, try to move and catching a spinning heel kick to the face and just getting absolutely snoozed. Randy Brown should win this fight via decision. I don't like the way he acts when he gets pressured. So if Muslim Salikov won this fight, dude, it wouldn't surprise me one single bit, if I'm going to be honest. But my official pick for this fight is going to be Randy Brown to win this fight via decision. What's going on, Josh Sullivan? How you doing, brother? Randy Brown for me. Which way you going, D-Rose?
For the 19th time that we talk about this fight, I think that again, I will say I think Randy Brown by decision here. And I think the big thing is Randy Brown's just a little bit quicker. He's got the range. And Muslim Salikov, good striker, but just a little bit older at this point. Just not as quick on the trigger, but Randy Brown by decision.
Hell yeah. Me and D-Rose both on Rude Boy Randy Brown. Kingston, Jamaica, stand up. All right. Up next, Co-main event of the night, dude. And until like Tuesday, I didn't know this fight was even on the card. I was like, holy shit, this is a good fight. We've got Renato Money Moicano taking on Drew Dober. Money Moicano 17-5-1. Drew Dober 27-12. Money Moicano won 3 of his last 5, while Drew Dober won 4 of his last 5. Currently, odds for this are a minus 185 for Renato Moicano and a plus 154 for Drew Dober. Drew Dober is a plus 154 dog this week. Let that sink in. Money Moicano, 34 years old, 5'11" and a 72-inch reach, while Drew Dober is 35 years old, 5'8" and a 70-inch reach. D-Rose, yeah, I've just seen Renato Moicano just get knocked out a few times, like, you know, and it's like, if you, I know he's gotten better, but dude, your chin doesn't get better over time. And at 34 years old, you are an entertaining guy. You're fun to watch, but unless you body kick Drew Dober and drop him, get him out of there with a body kick, he's going to close the distance and he's going to wing fucking hooks at you, and you're going to get knocked out. So give me Drew Dober to knock out Money Moicano. Let's say round 2. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
Yeah, see, I think this is a fun fight, but see, I'm actually leaning the other way. I think Money Moicano, I think this is, not to say an easy matchup for him, but I think a much more favorable matchup. I think if you look at Drew Dober is a good wrestler and he can stuff takedowns to a certain extent, but I do think when he gets taken down, he can tend to sit on his back a little bit, and I think that's where Moicano could potentially take advantage if he gets Drew Dober trying to pressure and wing hooks. Moicano can kind of time it up and get the takedown. Now, Moicano is not opposed to standing there trying to trade with you either. He has been he's been knocked out a couple of times in that way. Rafael Fiziev, he got knocked out by Korean Zombie, you know, so he has been knocked out trying to play in the fire a little bit. So there is a path of victory there for Drew Dober, but I think this Moicano just having more tools in the toolbox with the striking, throwing good body shots, and being able to use the wrestling and submissions. Yeah, I think Moicano should be able to get the win here. I'm actually going to go by submission on Natan Moicano. Let's go rear naked choke.
Interesting. All right, good to have another one different, I guess, but you know, I guess I just don't see it. It's a good fight. I can't go away from Drew Dober though. Main event time. If y'all haven't already, smash the thumbs up button for your boys over here. We got Roman, the Caucasian Dolidze. That's what it was. The Caucasian Roman Dolidze taking on the Russian sniper, the French Russian sniper, Nasruddin Imavov. Roman Dolidze 12-2 overall, won 4 of his last 5, while Nasruddin Imavov is 12-4 overall, won 3 of his last 5 with a loss and a draw in there as well. Currently, odds for this are a plus 140 for Roman Dolidze and a minus 166 for Nasruddin Imavov. Nasruddin Imavov is the favorite. Roman Dolidze is 35 years old, 6'2" and a 76-inch reach, while Nasruddin Imavov is 27 years old, 6'3" and a 75-inch reach. I'm going to cut to the chase, D-Rose. You give me Roman Dolidze as a dog, I am taking it, especially when I've seen Nasser. I'm a fan of Nasruddin, but I've seen him just do enough just to win, and that's it. As where you have this Georgian warrior that is Roman Dolidze will come in there and try to take your fucking head off. He might gas in the third, because he's been trying to kill you the first 2 rounds, but he's gonna try to kill you, dude. And if you give me the Roman Dolidze as a dog, yeah, dude, I'm gonna take it every single time, dude. And at 35 years old, giving him this fight against Nasruddin Imavov, I believe they're trying to give Roman Dolidze a shot here. I'm going to give to you a prediction right now, D-Rose, and I already have a bet on it. Are you ready for this? Where you at?
Let's go.
Okay. Roman Dolidze finishes Nasruddin Imavov in the second round this weekend via submission. All right. He then goes on to fight Sean Strickland summertime, right? He's going to defeat Sean Strickland. He's going to submit Sean Strickland. He's going to finish him. And then at the end of the year, Roman Dolidze will fight for the championship. And at the end of 2024, your champion in the middleweight division will be the Caucasian Roman Dolidze. I put $10 on it to win 510 back on a futures MMA. The first futures MMA bet I ever made was Roman Dolidze to be the champion at the end of this year. $10 to win 500. It's worth a shot. But give me Roman Dolidze to finish Nasruddin Imavov via submission in the second round this weekend. Which way are you going here, D-Rose?
I guess my big thing would be I was just curious to see how he would get the I guess because what is Nasruddin? I guess in the rankings.
I think he's 8.
I mean, Sean Strickland is not opposed to taking random, off the wall fights, but I guess my thing is I'm wondering if the UFC feels like they got a star in their hands now with Sean Strickland, and not want to put him in such a maybe such a dangerous position without having a title opportunity now that he kind of had what people could say was a robbery. But for me personally, I think that's what's going to end up burning Roman Dolidze, because I think that's what burned him in the Marvin Vettori fight. Even though I will still say that I felt like Roman Dolidze won that fight, I do think him kind of going just all out, going for the finish early on, and then Marvin kind of being able to use his jab, keep it at range, and was able to kind of box Roman up there in the third round. I think that's where Nasruddin, I think he's a little bit of the cleaner striker. I think, good kicks. He has that front kick. He knows how to use his range well. He's got good takedown defense as well. And I think he's just a master of the range and using his footwork. I think, as you said before, he trains with Cyril Gahn. I think you could see a similar type of fight style where you see a lot of outside leg kicks, teep kicks, keeping Roman on the outside. A lot of rolling footwork, maybe some clinches to try to limit that explosivity for Dolidze there. But yeah, I think Nasruddin gets it done. I think he gets it done by decision. I think Dolidze is just way too tough to finish, especially down to this weight class. But yeah, I think Nasruddin's got the tools to get it done, and I think he does.
All right, D-Rose. So it's a lot of different picks this weekend. I think that's five or six. I know Lush got us. So D-Rose on Nasruddin Imavov. I am on the underdog, Roman Dolidze, dude. Yeah, I just think him moving down from 205 was a good decision for him, dude. It's just like he's gonna be an out muscle so many of these guys, dude. And he's got that new father strength, dude. His baby has been born now. He's got that father strength, that warrior princess power, if you will. Yeah, so he's gonna be fighting for something. Yeah, I don't feel like it's an awful bet, at least at $10. Let me let you guys know a couple of the other bets that I do have for this weekend. Real quick, I do have two parlays already. I do have $5 on this 5-leg. It's a plus 2,584. It's Thomas Peterson, Julius Stolyarenko, Blake Builder, Pete Rodriguez, and Azat Maxim all parlayed up. It's a 5-leg. $5 to win $134. And then I do have a barking dog parlay right here. I sent it to D-Rose, and he thought he was going to know my picks, and he did not know my picks for this, for this week. But the 4-leg parlay, all dogs, Blake Builder, Pete Rodriguez, Drew Dober, and Roman Dolidze. I should probably remake this exact same bet, because the numbers that I got on it was Blake Builder plus 120, Pete Rodriguez plus 196, Drew Dober at plus 116, and Roman Dolidze at plus 124. So odds are probably definitely better now. I'll probably remake that one at some point, maybe put some kind of prop in there or something like that. But yeah, D-Rose, anything you're going to be taking a look at this weekend?
Yeah, I'm going to probably take a look at Natalia Silva by decision. I think that's going to be, I think as far as the prop, I think that's going to be one that's going to be pretty be pretty highly coveted for me. I mean, I think as far as I'm not super intrigued on using early prelim fights, especially guys coming off Contender Series, but could potentially sprinkle in that Thomas Peterson in there in a couple parlays too. So yeah, it's just it's going to be interesting. I want to see some of the props to come out because I definitely want some fights to start the third round here or there. But one I'm pretty high on right now, just off the top of my head, Natalia Silva by decision.
Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. I'm excited. I can't wait to do Change of Cheddar Friday. If you would like to join me, D-Rose, feel free. I think the new time for Change of Cheddar is going to be 10 p.m. That way, it's Friday night, 10 p.m. If it's late, I'm on here for an hour. It is what it is. It's Friday night. So I think that's a new time for Change of Cheddar. Member exclusive for the fight nights, but open to everyone for pay-per-view. You guys pick different on Medeiros versus Quinones. Not doing that one. Julia Stoliarenko versus Carolina. Might throw that one in there. Blake Builder, Jiyoung Lee, Garimbo, Pete Rodriguez. That's a big dog. Dober Moicano, Dolidze, Imavov. All right, so we got to do the main event. That's almost a given, right, D-Rose?
Right.
So main event, give me Stoliarenko versus Carolina. That's a close one. That's about 100 odds. Dude, I have the dog in all of these, huh?
No, Stoliarenko, Carolina. Carolina's the underdog.
Oh, yeah. All right,
cool. Carolina's the underdog.
Yeah, so let's do Carolina, Stoliarenko, Dolidze, Imavov, and what other dog do I want? Give me Drew Dober, dude. All right, so 3 different fights this weekend are going to be Julia Stoliarenko versus Luana Carolina. D-Rose going Luana Carolina. I am going Julia Stoliarenko. Second different fight is Money Moicano. D-Rose going Money Moicano, and I am going Drew Dober. And third and last different fight for this weekend is going to be Roman Dolidze versus Nasruddin Imavov, where I'm going Roman Dolidze and D-Rose going Nasruddin Imavov. And when he loses, he gets to eat some of these delicious Bean Boozled jelly beans. And his flavor options are liver onions or cappuccino, dead fish or strawberry banana smoothie. Old Bandage. That one is disgusting. I had to eat that one last week. If you guys want to see that, go watch the 297 recap. I almost threw up live on stream. Or pomegranate. We've got booger or juicy pear. We've got 30 dishwasher or birthday cake, rotten egg or buttered popcorn, stink bug or toasted marshmallow, stinky socks or tutti frutti, barf or peach. And then this one, I don't think it's really that bad. Toothpaste or blueberry. Toothpaste isn't really that bad.
It's something about when you say booger every time, like it just gets me. Like I'm just like, like not a booger, no. Well, man, I'm gonna feel real bad for you when you're gonna be throwing up live on the podcast next week, eating another one of those nasty.
Dude. That strap over your shoulder right there is gonna be right here next week, and I'm gonna be laughing at you while you're eating rotten fish and stinky socks. So I appreciate you.
This belt been riding with me for a little bit now. We've been on a little bit of a roll. So
yeah, 3 weeks, 3 weeks now, 3 fight weeks. The last card of the year. And the first 2 cards of the year, you've had the belt. I know over the stretch of time, it's been a long fucking time. It's been a long time.
This belt ain't left the spot in a while. It started getting a little dust on it there.
Y'all are the Talk Tops. I will be here tomorrow, brother. Tomorrow night, I will be here just doing Q&A about anything UFC cards that y'all have to know. Okay, yeah, Lush answered them for you. You are
Norman Dumont's not fighting. We definitely was not talking about bottoms. Yeah. Norman Dumont's not fighting.
Who'd y'all take on John? Okay, yeah, they let us know we both took Maxim by decision. Charles Johnson's definitely super tough. I don't think he gets finished. Neither does D-Rose. No problem. That's why I'm here, brother. Lush Lemaine is that guy. Keeping track. That's why Lush Lemaine is a member. Lush Lemaine is a moderator, and he is that fucking guy that is, dude. If there's one person that I cannot thank enough for everything that he does for the channel, it is Lush Lemaine. So Lush, well, you haven't seen this yet because I got it earlier. I think I've got this random football thing from Target earlier, and I think you're a Notre Dame fan, and I got this out, so I'll send this to you in your little pack. It's like a pink Notre Dame Kyle Hamilton. I don't know if you know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Kyle Hamilton's the dog. Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude's the dog.
Well, it's a college rookie.
He plays for
season.
the Ravens now.
Yeah, college rookie season ticket, pink brother. That's going in your big old golden pack that you picked on the duck race as well, brother. So appreciate you for everything you do here, Lush. You're the man. And I appreciate everyone else that stops by every single week, just dropping comments, hitting that thumbs up button, supporting your guys over here, talking UFC. And, if you're interested in UFC cards at all, there's some fantastic news that dropped today that Topps is going to be taking over for the upcoming foreseeable future. First card product release is February 28th, and I will be right back here tomorrow night to open it up, let you guys ask me all the questions that you guys have that I could possibly answer. But to be fair, you guys probably know just as much as I do, but I'm willing to give you guys my thoughts and opinions and take questions and all that good shit. But with that being said, we appreciate each and every single one of you for stopping by here today. D-Rose feel like I'm Norman. She's still with that dog truck. Hamilton, look at that. I got a lot of it. I appreciate it. Hell yeah. I'm glad you appreciate it. Colin is a dog. Best defenders. Wow. Cool. So that's perfect. I'm glad I could help you out, Lush. I don't really want it. And so college, like if it was like an NFL card, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But he's in his college uniform. And I know you're a Notre Dame fan. So it'll just work. It'll just work out. But yeah, I'm not going to hold y'all up. My name is Matt. D Rose is on that side of your screen, and we will catch y'all right back here next Wednesday. D Rose will be eating dirty sock jelly beans once he loses that big champ over his shoulder. But with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Anything else before we go, D Rose?
Eat the beans. Eat the beans. Eat the beans.
All right. With that being said, remember, at the end of the day, it is a fist fight and anything can happen. Do not be out here betting any money. You cannot lose on fights. And with that being said, we'll catch y'all later. Peace.